Hi everyone, my name is Abhishek Baruah, and in this presentation, I want to explain the standard methodology for a company to implement any IT project. So, as I'm a SAP consultant by profession, so I want to give an example from SAP. So hope you all know about SAP. SAP is a ERP software. ERP means enterprise resource planning. How we're going to control our resources in our industry. For that, every company needs some kind of tool. In the market, we can find lots of tool, but in a but nowadays one of the most popular software is called SAP. Some people also call as a SAP software, but both are same, SAP or SAP. Normally, the professional call as SAP. SAP means system implementation product in data processing. So I'll not explain more about this software, but in this presentation, I want to explain for any kind of project implementation what type of methodology we need to use. So for any project, the first process should be the project preparation. It means we need to decide what project we want to do, how I want to do this project, how many resources I need, how much time we need to, within how many days or how many months we need to complete this project. Also, in between, I need to create the design. Okay, so this is called under blueprint project. We also have a process called realization. There, after that, we also have a stage. That stage is called final preparation, and and then after that, the go live. Go live means we are, whatever the changes we are doing in this process, finally we are moving to production system. I will explain in detail phase by phase. So let's go to the first phase, which is called a project preparation. So as the slide mentioned, in this project preparation, first I need to decide my goal, what I need to do for this whole implementation project. What is my objective from this project? So once I have my goal, then I can decide my implementation strategy. It means how I need to classify my scope for implementation and also estimate my project organization, project cost, resource assignment, and all other important stuff which need to be considered for designing the strategy. And after that, implementation sequence, how we need to implement, what are the system need to be defined. In the IT industry, normally we have a landscape of three system. It means one is your development system, where a IT consultant normally develop the product. Then for testing, we need to move to a quality system. It means a different box or different server. Will not do the testing or development in same system. We just copy from development system, move it to quality system, and then do our testing in quality system. And then once the testing and everything is fine, then we'll move to production. So we need to define in this stage how many implementation sequences, how we're going to design our processes. Some company may need two system, or some company are okay with one test system. So those planning we need to this whole planning we need to do in our project preparation stage. Once we decide about our system, about our budget, about our goal for this project, then we need to decide my team. how many team members I need for this project, how many team members I can get from my inside my company. Am I need to hire some resources? Am I need to take some resources from the business who know about the business process, but they might not be expert in IT? But to IT people, to make this process in a system, they need to know the business. So that we need to get someone from the business side. So here in my team, I need to include my business folks and my project team, and also the consultant which I may need to hire from outside for a full-time resource or maybe a part-time resource. So that needs to be decided, and based on that we need to hire it. To doing that, I need to first plan in this lab. In this case, I need to plan first. Okay, if I need total 10 resources, so I need to define, okay, I needed 10 resources, 5 resources maybe from inside my company, or maybe the remaining five resources I need to hire. The whole process, hiring, building team, this need to cover under the stage. Once we have a team, once we have a project plan, once we have a project scope, then finally we need to get the sign off to start my project. Okay, so it might be your IT head or maybe the business head. Once we so our team, once I have our all strategy, then they will give you the sign off to go for a next level. So normally, typically, all this IT processes, every stage we need to get the sign off to go to a next level. So this project preparation level also we need to get the sign off. Once all done, then we need to get the sign off from our bosses to go for our next level. Okay, so what is our next level? Next level is called business blueprint. So if I give you the example again about SAP, so to implement this SAP in my company, first I need to understand first the existing process from my business. For example, existing company, they might have their own software. It might not be the big as SAP, but they might have some kind of a software, and they might using, and their business is going somehow okay with that software. So what I need first, I need to know as is process, means I need to understand what they have in their current business. And my second step will be that to be. To be means what is your expectation from my SAP software. Means some of the processes you might not have in your current system, but you want that to be in SAP system. So we also need to know that to be, which is in IT world it's called a to be process. So in blueprint level, first I need to know your current business, how your current business run in your current system, and your expectation, and based on that I will create my blueprint. Okay, so the third stage here, it's writing as a gap analysis. Gap analysis means business may need 10 different things: good to have, nice to have, must to have, those type of processes. So once you go for implementation, you might not able to give 10 different processes, or you can say, okay, I can give you one process, but inside that process I include all the sub processes. Okay, so it's kind of a argument. It's not an argument, it's a bad word, sorry. It's kind of a discussion where we need to discuss with our business team, our IT folks, and kind of analyze the gap and find out the final solution, what we need to build in SAP. That is called blueprint. So, as I said, again in this stage, once we have our blueprint, we need to get the sign off from the business as well as my IT head to go for my next step. Okay, this is my next step. The next step is called realization. Now, if I explain from my top, first is called project preparation. I finalize my resources, I got my resources, and based on my resources, I have my time frame within how many days or how many months I need to complete my project. Everything done in my first phase. In second phase, I got my blueprint. Blueprint means it's a design which explain what I need to be done in my system. Okay, so based on my blueprint, my realization level, I need to develop my system. As I explained, we might going to have three different server, which might be development server, quality server, and production server. All our customization or all our development we're going to do in our development system, and then we're going to move our changes to our quality system to do all kind of testing. Okay, so in realization phase, this phase is mainly used to complete all my development based on blueprint. So as I mentioned, every stage I need to get the sign off. So I will going to make sure I'll only going to do the design which is decided as per my blueprint level, which was already signed off. Okay, so based on that document, I need to design everything in my realization stage. Once my design is done, then I'll go for the next level, which is called final preparation. In final preparation, as I said, we move all our design which we developed in our development system to our quality system. And in quality system, first we'll do our testing. Each department will going to do the testing. And then we'll do our cross department testing. Means we'll see our changes should not impact our other departments. For example, if I am doing any kind of changes in finance department, it should not going to impact my HR department. So this is called a cross module testing. And after that, we're also going to invite our users to test with us, so that user can test all our scenario from the beginning to end, and then he or she will going to give UAT. In this type of project, there not be a one person who will going to give UAT. There might be a multiple person. For example, in finance team, in finance department, there might be a different sub department. For example, accounts payable, accounts receivable, treasury team, GL folks. So all the team members, they need to give individual UAT, explaining my teams, whatever you design for my team, it's working fine, everything looks good for me. So once I get all the UAT, all the approval from my each department, then I will decide my final cutoff date. Final cutoff date means the date where I'm going to move all my changes from my development system to my production system. Okay, so this is my last phase. It's also called a final phase, where we'll move everything to my production system. Here, when we implement this type of project, after project implementation, immediately the consultant who implemented SAP or any big software, they are not allowed to go immediately and shut down their process and go, means hand it over to business, and they are not allowed to go. there should be a time period, for example 2 to 3 months, which is called as support. I'll also call in IT world it's called as a hypercare. It means our IT folks need who implemented that software. He needs to support users for next 3 to 4 months, and then once everything done, all 3 months, we see everything running smoothly, then we're going to finally hand over to our support team. There might be a support team who may going to continue look forward, look the system. The implementation guy may not going to continue. If you talk about real scenario, normally implementation guide, those are pretty costly resources. So normally we don't take these resources for longer period. We may keep those resources for next 3 to 4 months, and then we'll take our support resource, and the support guy will going to support this system. One of the important closing activity for implementation person should be he or she needs to give proper KT to the support guy. KT means knowledge transfer to my support team, so that support team can take over the system, and they can take care of the system. So this is the high level. I explain the whole process from the beginning to end, how IT software, any kind of projects works. I don't have much time, so it's pretty quick. I just try to explain overall high level processes. Hope you like this video, and that's it for this today. Thank you. Thanks a lot.